Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building. Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly Eagles fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, by the way, Dig back here. Welcome to the Philly Shakedown podcast after the most amazing win of the season for the Philadelphia Eagles. What a game. Joey, what is going on?
What are they going to say now? Because this was going to be a battle tonight. We know we're on the road. We're going to Baltimore. This was a big game. This, potentially could be a matchup, at the end, of this whole thing. You never know what could happen at the end of the year. But there's definitely a lot to talk about. This was huge for the Eagles. This was great. So.
Yeah, exactly. Easy E says, bad as mother. I think that should be I think that's my Eagle Victory Cigar title. Bad as mother humpers. Hell yeah. I like it. Yeah, man. What a win. Let me welcome everybody to the chat, to the stream. Jaden, Blaze of Glory, Logan, Diane, Fly Eagles Fly, Steven, Parker, Mr. 1340, A Warriors Rage, Fly Eagles Fly, Bleeding Kelly Green. What a win, man. And I got to tell you, just off the bat, man, this defense was awesome. This defense is why we won. I was listening a little bit of Sills, and he was saying, well, if the kicker doesn't miss 7 points, you lose. I'm like, no, you don't lose because that last touchdown was garbage time points. There was garbage time points. They weren't going to score that if the game was still on the line. That would have never happened that easy. The Eagles defense, in my opinion, won this game, Joey. They won the game.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to get – I didn't really think the defensive line was going to get to Lamar as much as they did. I mean, this was really a big test because, Jalix Hunt was kind of getting – this was his first time coming back again off a couple weeks of injury and getting more snaps and how they were going to look without Brandon Graham and just in general, can Jalen Carter get free of this game? Even though I think they're holding these DTs still – I don't know how they're not seeing it. These DTs are getting held like crazy. They played physical. Sirianni got them into this game. Going into this week, they said this was going to be more of a physical game. And they had to show it. And they did. They did a fantastic job, man. All over the board, they were great. They were fantastic.
It was unbelievable. Bald Eagle, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, you think this offense runs smoother without Devontae Smith? No, I also heard that. That's ridiculous.
Someone said that?
That's ridiculous. Yeah, Cilio was saying on the show that that they don't need that Devontae Smith basically makes them have too many weapons and they don't play as good. I think that's the biggest load of crap. I'm sorry. Devontae Smith is the ultimate team player. It's not like he's some prima donna that needs the ball. No, I don't agree with that at all. Sean Day, just because they won, it's because they won without him. They're saying, well, what do we need him for? Because you're only better when you have them. Sean Davis Super Chat goes, the CJ Gardner-Johnson speech must have hit home. Yeah, well, you get the opening drive in the line, and the Ravens go down and they score a field goal. Then they get the ball back and they score a touchdown, miss the extra point. And then you see, I don't know if you saw, but CJ Gardner-Johnson was going off on the defense. And after that, from that point on, dude, they just settled in. And they started to play good football, man. They really did.
Yeah, the defense was taking over until the offense was kind of getting their shit together because they had a slow start today. They really, playing from behind, another game. It's just the one thing that just annoys me is not getting enough of these fast starts, just these vanilla, generic, just uncreative offense. Just it's really been the big issue starting up these games. Who's calling these plays? It's
There's scripted plays, and I think look, I'm convinced that it's probably a little bit of Kellen Moore, but I think it's also Nick. I think he's got a big influence. I mean, he said as much as that he works with the installation of these plays, so yeah, it's all of them. But it's every game. The first quarter were bad. Every game. It's so annoying. Eagles talk, baby. Welcome to Dingbat Nation. Thank you so much for joining. We appreciate that.
Well,
thank you so much.
And I have to add this too, because I think the second half too, like the first two sequences, I think that's like the worst they've looked in the second half. I thought they didn't really look too good. Like coming off of the two missed field goals, they looked pretty bad. Those two times they had good field advantage there, a little bit.
Right. Think about this, right? First half. Barkley 10 carries, 45 yards. So he's averaging 4.5 yards a carry. Come out the whole entire third quarter, they run Barkley one time for -1 yards. Now Barkley goes into the fourth quarter with 11 carries. You're not winning games doing that. It's funny. As soon as they said, "The hell with all this bullshit, let's get Barkley going," the game was over. Immediately. The game was over. Yeah. You can't ignore Barkley with this offense. He is what you have to feed off of. And I think sometimes in the first half, especially the first quarter, because I think he only had 2 carries in the first quarter. Like I just think that when you don't start going to him early and you don't kind of get in momentum, you're struggling. And that's what they were doing early on. Once they finally started going to Barkley, the whole thing was over, man.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Agreed.
Danito, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, Ravens fans blaming Justin Tucker, not Lamar and Henry, who couldn't do shit against our defense in the second half except for garbage points. Now, here's the thing. The problem with the Ravens, if you're a Ravens fan, you have to say, well, they started really fast, right? They get 10 points. But they only got into the end zone one time in that game. They could not. They'll let the garbage time points. I'm not talking about, but I mean they couldn't score touchdowns. You were moving the ball, but you weren't scoring touchdowns. Even if you were kicking extra points, it wasn't enough, or field goals. It wasn't going to be enough. So to me, the Ravens got to look at themselves and say, well, we couldn't finish drives. I think that was a big problem for them.
I agree with that.
YouTube Pump Life, thank you for the super chat. Goes, Eagles are the best team in the NFL. They bully them. They do. They just wear you out. They wear you out. There's no doubt about it.
I don't even think Gainwell didn't even have a carry today.
I don't think he had a carry.
Yeah.
I
bet you love that. I bet you love that.
You weren't hearing me complain. I did complain a couple times. He was down. He came in on third down. And I'm like, why is he out there? But it is what it is. Patrick, thank you for super chat. Goes, Flowers to Sweat, Nolan, and Hunt for filling in for big for BJ. Yeah, I thought these guys. I thought the whole defensive line was really good. I thought Nolan Smith played good. Jalen Hunt, dude. If this is the start of him playing, and this is how he's going to be, we got ourselves something here, man. We do. Yeah. Chris Kaufman, Jr., David Super Chat goes, first quarter, run, pass, run, pass. Yeah, it's exactly what they were doing. And, it's just, like we talk about this all the time. Barkley doesn't have to break 50-yard runs. You still got to use them because eventually he will. And he did it, in the Ravens. He did it in the fourth quarter. Jay Tyler, David Super Chat goes, 500. You called it out when you said Aguilar was going to have big drops, and he did. Yeah, Aguilar, 2 drops. Like one great play by Cooper DeJean, and then there was one where Avonte Maddox was let Aguilar wide open, and Aguilar just dropped it. He has to catch that ball. It would have been down like the 5-yard line. It was a big drop by Aguilar.
That's one of the biggest problems we have defensively because inside corner is so, like, the depth is so bad where, like, if they play dime and Maddox is in, like, it's just we're going to have to, like, hold our breath. Like, Aguilar caught that ball. I mean, he attacked his lower body by the time he came back down, and it just couldn't complete the catch. So he's just such a liability. He had a holding call early in the game. It was on the Josh Sweat sack and had a penalty there, so it ruined things a little bit, but
Right. Bald Eagle David Super Chat goes, our closer is Barkley now, not no show Reddick, right? And David has Super Chat. Barkley is a closer. Exactly. Everything goes through Barkley because Hurts is not going to throw us to any wins. Yeah, I don't buy that because listen, he's not Josh Allen, he's not Patrick Mahomes. However, Jalen Hurts is going to go out there, and what's he going to do? He's going to go a 3rd and 4 when the game is pretty much on the line and you need a play and it pressure situation. He's going to make the throw. He's going to make the play. He does it all the time. So I just think that it's not Barkley because of Hurts. You're not running Barkley because Hurts can't play. You're running Barkley because Barkley's that good. He's just that good. I think it's two different things there. I don't think it's like, oh, well, Hurts isn't good enough. We have to use Barkley. No. You have to use Barkley because he's that good. Timothy Davis Super Chat goes, Raven fans blaming Tucker is hilarious. They would have still lost the game if he made those. It really is, And Timothy, thank you for that Super Chat. Rich says, you will literally see Saquon wave out the game and then 500 yells, why is Saquon isn't in the game? We got to give him a break, bro. I don't like when it's 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 7 and Barkley's not in the game. Like, to me, on a 3rd down, you need him in the game. Take him out on 2nd down, but like, to me, it's just when they take him out drives me up a wall.
Yeah.
Maurice Davis Super Chat goes, Nelson Aguilar was looking like he was playing with the Eagles again. He did. Like, Nelson Aguilar, to me, was like I gained a year back of my life tonight. I gained a year back because I lost about 8. So I gained a year back. Dude,
someone else's problem.
Dude. He stinks, though. Dude, I mean, right off the plate, gets a penalty. What did you think of those wrestlers? I thought that the penalties and non-penalty calls on the Eagles was atrocious.
Yeah, like even in the beginning, like they had, I think like the first half, they had 3 penalties on special teams. Like there were some stupid ones, like guy called a fair catch, Ringo like 10 yards out, like still hits him. Like there was, illegal man downfield. Like they had some weird. I don't know. It was really weird, man. Like some of them are just. We know how bad these calls are every week. I mean, the Eagles are going to have to just capitalize on that. But I mean, they, it's I think it was
I think it was like 9 penalties on the Eagles and 3 on the Ravens. But if you look at the Ravens penalties, it's like 4th down, Ravens are punting, and then they call false start. It's like meaningless penalties. But when the Eagles get it, it's holding. It's drive. It's drive, lengthening calls. I really think it's bad. I think, and I don't think it's just the Eagles game. I think the league as a whole, like they favor certain teams, dude. They just do. I believe it. I thought it was horrible. They called like Ringo. Yeah, the penalty that was on him. The Maddox hold. Okay, it was technically a hold early in the game, but it was like real quick. They didn't call that when Goddard got held the same exact way, if not worse, in the end zone. And then the very next play, you have them holding Jalen Carter. I mean, how many times are they going to literally tackle Jalen Carter before he starts getting penalties?
I feel like we're micromanaged the most when it comes to penalties. Other teams get away with the same things, like maybe what happens to the Eagles. I feel like every time the Eagles are on offense, they watch everything, and it's just really annoying on how much they're actually missing, and then they're calling so much on the Eagles. Like the Dallas Goddard in the end zone probably should have been called. I mean, I don't know, but it's politics at the end of the day, unfortunately, when it comes to these calls. But
yeah, I also will say this. I also think Carter is only in his 2nd year, and he's not getting the benefit of the doubt yet. It's like you have to get to a certain level, and then you start getting those calls. And I think that it will come from him. But I thought Jalen Carter was
he had
a monster.
7 pressures. He had 7 pressures today.
He was a monster. And you know who else was really good? And they better give him Sills better give him credit. Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis had a great game. A great game. I think it might have been his best game of his career.
He was disruptive.
He was good tonight. He even had a great pressure on Lamar. Just nobody else was there, because Lamar's just like, he sees this big guy coming, he just like takes a step, and Jordan's like, he can't stop moving. But it was a great play. I'm very excited about the defensive line actually, because, dude, I think Jalen Hunt's a player, and I think he's going to start playing good. I do.
Yeah.
Shark, thank you for the super chat. No Smitty, no Brandon Graham, no Slay, no Reed. Crown Nick and Hurts Super Bowl MFers. Agreed. Leon, thank you for super chat. The defense is legit. Our defenders will be what wins us the Super Bowl. Oh, and shout out to Cooper DeJean. Power bomb of King Henry. Oh my God.
That was
what did you think of that?
Yeah, dude, that was such a great stop. And I don't know what that celebration was, but maybe it's his new signature.
I don't know, but I just wanted him to do this. If he would have done this, I would have been like, I want him to do this. That would have been great.
Yeah.
But man, that was a hell of Cooper DeJean had a great game. The one, he's a safety. He does look like a safety. I know. But he's a corner too. I mean, I think he's like what we talked about. I think he's a Swiss Army knife, dude. I think he can play multiple positions.
Yeah.
He was good, and that was such a great tackle on Henry is so hard. And how many times do we see guys just not have a chance? And he made that tackle, and I thought that tackle was like that was it. That was like the game's over on that play right there. That to me,
Yeah.
Man, this defense is good though.
Zach Bond today. Zach Bond, 12 tackles. I mean,
he was everywhere. I actually thought the player that was having the worst game was Blankenship. And it's a shame he got a concussion on a big hit. But I thought he struggled a little bit in pass coverage today. But other than that, I mean, they were good, and you just got to give them credit. But I think the defensive line was very, very underrated today. And listen, they're dealing with Lamar Jackson. A lot of you know how many if they rush another team like that, they're getting 5-6 more sacks because Lamar escapes a lot of those.
Yeah, there's not a lot of Lamars in the league, obviously. So it's one of those things where it's nice to see a team like in the past. We've always had issues with mobile quarterbacks because you've never had to use you never had really good linebackers in the past. You've never had good corners that come off the ball for these fast break tackles. If you feel so comfortable having the secondary that you have,
I love this.
It's crazy, dude.
I love this team. I love this team. They're fun to watch. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but I think they're better than 22. I do. I think they're more talented. I think they're a better defense. I know we had a lot of sacks there, but I don't believe we had the secondary we have now. I don't believe we had the linebackers. Even though I like Edwards, I don't think Edwards is anywhere near Bond. No. And, I mean, you're in a situation now, you're 10-2. And you are on the heels of the Lions. All the pressure's on the Lions. And they got a gigantic game Thursday
night. Yeah.
That's going to be I can't wait for that game. This game actually right now is on Bills-Niners. It's all snowing. Are you getting snow where you live?
No, not me. Not over here. No.
You're not. You're up that way?
Mm-mm.
Dan's like, yeah, he didn't have a game. Yeah, I mean, listen, I like Reed Blankenship. I just thought it was one of his, it wasn't one of his best games in terms of coverage, but everybody else was good. Brian Pumper, man, thank you for super chat. He goes, Vic Fangio is my religion now. He's my Lord and Savior. Saquon, offensive line, AJ, and that freaking defense. Kellen masterclass because Hurts was constipated.
That makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense.
Dude, you should see my chat. Your chat's probably the same way. First 2 drives, Jalen Hurts isn't the guy. We got to move on from him.
Mm-hmm.
And then second quarter, crickets. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. You know, listen, I don't think he's Josh Allen, and I don't think he's Patrick Mahomes, but
No.
all he does is win. And you know, I think a perfect example is that it was a 3rd and 8, something like that. And he hits Goddard for a first down when we had done nothing the whole half. That's what Hurts does. He delivers big in big spots. Does he make mistakes and hold the ball sometimes and start slow? All that is true. But you can't deny that he comes up when he has to. He comes up with the plays.
That's true.
You know, Eddie, thank you for super chat. He goes, boy, I ask you, why does Sirianni or Moore think Gainwell is a threat on 3rd down? 90% of the time, it either turns into a negative play. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why they do it. But why would you take the MVP of the league, the best player in the league, out on 3rd downs? It doesn't make any sense. We saw 3 times where Lamar had pressure and he dumped it off to Henry. You know how many times the Eagles could do that with Barkley? It's there for the taking.
Yeah, it's true.
Not a guy I would usually shout out, but Braylon Mann with 2 great punts back to Raven. Yeah, that's true. He had 2 really good punts. No doubt about it. And
Did you just miss the super chat you were just on? Did you skip that super chat? I don't know if you read it or not.
I don't know which one.
The last blue one that you had. The one you just had before you changed to this one, just to make sure, because I thought you skipped it. But
I'm looking for it. I'm far behind here. Let me see. I'm way behind here.
Yeah, I thought
this is where we were. I think this is where we were.
Yeah, that was.
We read this one. Yeah,
okay,
we did read that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Chris Miller, thank you for super chat. Goes, the rest calling plays, yards back on us like 3 and 4 downs on the tush push is bullshit. Yeah, I thought some of the spotting stuff was like really bad, dude. I thought the rest were bad. They're really bad.
Yeah.
No, Webfoot, thank you for super chat. He goes, this one is for Joey. Charter equals Jason Mitchell equals Freddie Cooper equals Myers Bond equals Chainsaw Massacre. This defense is the Horror Squad new T-shirt.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. That's awesome.
There you go, Derek DeJean. Derek DeJean, because his father is Cooper DeJean. I got it. Thank you for super chat, man. I'm so impressed. Put the Fangio statue up. That is the #1 offense, and we bullied them. Whole D-line at Smith and Hunt showed up. They did. They really, really did. Shark, thank you for super chat. He goes, did you all see the Ravens do the tush push? Eagle fans saying they're tired of seeing it. It is crazy to me. Eagles set the tone. 100%. Yeah. And yeah, I did see it. Yeah. Digital Print House, thank you for super chat, my man. What's going on? He goes, Q is the real deal. Yeah, Mitchell gave up, what did he give up? 20-something yards or something like that?
We get targeted 4 times. Was it 4 times? It might have been 4 times. I don't know. I think it's 4. I could be wrong. Yeah.
And definitely, I don't have the link on me, but you have the link. We have the Q shirts too, by the way, for those that are looking for Q shirts. We'll put that link up and definitely check them out. Leon, David Super Chat. He goes, Lamar 23-2 against NFC teams. You're welcome, Ravens. Yeah, all that where he beats all the NFC teams. It don't matter now. Marty, David Super Chat. He goes, if they can figure out how to score in the first quarter, every game is a runaway. I agree. I mean, that's the biggest problem that they have. Green Blaze, the Fly Eagle, David Super Chat. He goes, Rodgers and Maddox are trash. Great win. Yeah, what did you think about Maddox's play?
Well, Maddox was bad today. I don't think he even.
Maddox.
Rodgers.
Yeah, I thought he missed a lot of tackles, but
yeah, his tackling was pretty bad. He tackles very high up. I don't know. I forgot who was on, and he got his balance back after tackling. I don't know. His tackling hasn't been great. But I mean, I still think he was fine. I don't, I think, a lot of these plays that were extended by Lamar, like, even like Zay Flowers is a really good weapon for them. I know their other receiver, I forgot his name. He ended up getting hurt early in the game, so they were down another
Bateman?
receiver. Huh?
Bateman?
Yeah, Bateman. Yeah. I don't even know when he got hurt. I don't remember because obviously the volume was low, so I couldn't really hear what was going on. But I forgot when he came out of the game. But
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember when he did. RP Stewart says snow is flying in Buffalo. Yeah, it is. It's another snow game, which is I love. I think these games are the best. They'll probably get really good ratings tonight. Tordeville says DeJean is our best tackling defensive back since Dawkins so far. Many of our defensive backs that we had couldn't tackle well. It's true. I mean, he tackles right away. Right away.
True.
I thought he was great. I thought DeJean was great. Chief, David Super Chat goes, I'm still trying to figure out why Maddox was in. I think it was he's in there in their dime package, but they got to find somebody else to move to get him in. Like you gotta go somebody else. I don't care. Put McCollum in. Put a safety in. I don't care who it is. But Maddox just don't got it, dude. He just don't got it.
Yeah,
as soon as he's in, they go after him.
Yeah, McCollum made a play too. He came in for Reed.
I thought McCollum played good. Yeah,
it seems like they trust McCollum more than putting Sidney Brown in. They must really trust him a lot more because Sidney Brown's getting no snaps at safety at all when there's injuries.
Yeah, well, he's so far behind too. When you're missed that much time with coming back from injury, it's going to be hard. I mean, look, DeJean missed most of preseason, and it took him a good 4 weeks to get more playing time. And speaking of playing time, just think about this, like. The amount of playing time that you got in year one from Mitchell and DeJean, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more.
Instant impact.
They're going to be second-year players next year with the experience of a whole season, which is just incredible. Mm-hmm. Jordan Keeler, thank you for super chat, my man. He goes, Milton and Carter each with 8 pressures. David was a monster in the run defense. Bond and Dean look like the best linebacker duo. I know these linebackers look so ridiculously good. It's crazy. It's crazy that we got that. Howie's got to be crazy if he thinks that he can let Bourne go. You just can't do it, dude.
That's really my biggest worry. I mean, there was I think from Simone, I forgot his name on. He's got like third-party dudes. He's been right about a lot of the re-signs. There was news a few days ago saying that there's been talks of Bond signing a contract extension before the off season, and if that's true, then I really hope they get it done. There's no way that Fangio is letting his protege out the door. I mean,
he shouldn't. No. Which King says Maddox plays 2-hand touch. I know he really does. He really does. Shark David super chat because we need to trade Maddox for 2 water boys and a new janitor. I almost broke my TV when the holding call on the first drive. It gave Ravens life. That was a big play, man. It was so frustrating. Maddox frustrates me. I just think there's got to be better players available to put in a game. Brian Palmer, thank you for super chat. He goes, 2 plays changed the momentum. Jalix Hunt smoking the return on kickoff. Oh yeah, that was a big hit. Mm-hmm. And DeJean sending Henry into the shadow realm. Philly type of defense, the shadow realm. I thought that was it. That was game over right there. When he made that tackle, that was it. I really think I gotta be honest. I think that the game turned around when they said, all right, we're going to go to Barkley. It's Barkley time. And that was it. They couldn't handle it. And really, the momentum you can really say came on that 3rd down conversion by Jalen Hurts. It was, I think it was 3rd and 8, I think, to Goddard. I mean, we had done nothing in the 3rd quarter at all. And he connects that pass to get a first down, puts the Eagles up at near midfield. I thought that was huge.
True.
Yeah, 500 best offense in the league, only 12 points the whole game. I know. It's crazy, right? And they did get that touchdown at the end, but that was garbage. That was garbage points.
Yo, this defense needs to jump on some of these fumbles, man. I mean, it was like 3 fumbles in this game, and they couldn't even jump on. I mean, McCollum should have had a pick today, and they should have jumped on one of those fumbles today.
There was I want to say 4 or 5 fumbles. There was 2 on special teams, right? The one punt hits the guy's knee. I think they might have had a penalty on that play, so it didn't matter. Then he fumbled another one, and Sidney Brown was just looking. Like, Sidney Brown slows down, and if he keeps running and that ball is loose, he's falling on it. And then there were a couple other ones, and we could not get any fumbles. It was crazy.
Right.
5 fumbles. None were lost. That's crazy.
Crazy.
And just think, all that happens and you still win. I mean, that's huge. It's really huge.
Yeah.
You know, Major Pain says, join the Discord. Absolutely. Join the Discord. Purdy's running for his life in the snow. This is an all-time Eagles. This is an all-time Eagles defense. Way different vibe than 2022. Defense way more physical. I think they're way better than they were in 2022. I know they had a lot of sacks, but I think all around, I think this is a better defense. I mean, this defense showed that they could go into Baltimore and go up against Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, and that offense and basically shut them down. And they did it. So, I mean, to me, the only team I think, the only other team that I would worry about is when we get to the playoffs, when it's playoff time. Other than that, I don't think anybody beats us.
No, you're not relying on 22, you really relied on your defensive line and all the depth behind it for everything. But Fangio just wants to produce his players. Even the players that he got, even getting Charles Harris when they claimed him off waivers, like, they still aren't even playing those guys. Like, he still trusts what he has on that defensive line and the cleanup right behind it with Nakobe Dean and Zach Bond and your cornerbacks, your safeties. I mean, he trusts that whole entire group, and he knows how to use these guys. Like, he doesn't set these guys up to fail. I've never seen like such great usage out of a secondary like this. Like,
Right.
Fangio is key, man.
He's doing a great job, man.
Can't believe we're saying this, but
Well, I know. Jonas says, hey, did you all see Mekhi Becton tweet when he said that the Eagles are making him have fun again, give him a contract extension with Bond? Yeah, I know he said something like that earlier in the week. Yeah, I mean, Mekhi Becton, how are you going to keep Becton? You got to keep Bond. I mean, you got to figure a way to keep these guys, dude. I think you got to let the Darius Slays go. I think there's going to be some guys that you're going to have to let go that, were vets for a while here. Because I think you got to try to keep on. And I don't know, if you're Mekhi Becton, why would you want to leave Philly? You wouldn't,
You really can't. I mean, what he went through with the Jets, and now he's like, there's no way he's going to say to himself, well, let me go get. I don't know how much more money he's really going to get. I honestly don't know coming in on 1 year like this and playing pretty well at guard. I don't know what's going to happen, but you guys got to think like this too. Like, once free agency comes in March, like, we might not have much of a big free agency, because I think our free agency is going to be re-signing Becton, re-signing Zach Bond. It's going to be a big part of our free agency. So don't expect like they're going to make 7-8 other moves. They, maybe depth moves, something like that. Make sure you have depth at certain. Maybe they pay one guy. Who knows what happens? The Bryce Huff contract, whatever they're doing with that, I don't know. James Bradbury, what they're doing with that, so I'm not really sure. But that's going to be a part of our free agency. Re-signing Bond, Becton. Those are going to be the big ones. Come this, before the season ends. So.
Yep, I agree. Let's see here. Odell Boy, a member for 8 months. Let me see, is it me or you?
It might be. It might be me. I can't tell. I can't tell from here. So, it might be me. I can't tell.
Okay. You can't. Can you see it or no?
I can't see it. I have StreamYard open. I'm using my phone.
Oh, okay.
Using my phone.
So it said, "Shave that head bald, Nick. Go Birds."
Technically worked. It's technically worked.
It did work. It did. Purdy threw an interception and it got bailed out. Yep. Roadblock, thank you for super chat, my man. He goes, did Gene turn King Henry into Prince Henry? That D is legit. It is. I mean, that was awesome, dude. I mean, these guys just continue to impress, man. It's crazy how good these young guys are. King of Kings, David Super Chat. He goes, Joey, are you over your girl's house?
Yes.
You're not in your basement.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling me. Thanks for telling me.
A Warrior Ray, David Super Chat goes, DeJean posterized Henry and Chase this season. DeJean's a stud, dude. DeJean is really good. He could have easily been a first round pick.
He's 100% a first round talent. He fell into our. I mean, he didn't fall into our lap. We had to trade up for him, but he's a first round talent. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, he is. He is. Ross have found David Super Chickens Parsons might be us. Might pay us to be an Eagle. He might. To me, that's the whole key. Like the whole key this offseason is bring the guys back that you have, like Bond and stuff. Bring them back. And then you have to get a premier pass rusher. If you get a premier pass rusher, your defense is set long term.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the big question. The big question is going to be like, will they go in the free agency and like say, let's just get somebody that's coming off like the rookie deal, or someone that's not going to get paid, or someone that maybe is a little bit older. I mean, I don't know, but Micah Parsons, it would be funny because they've already acquired 2 players in A.J. Brown and Saquon Barkley that haven't been happy with their old teams, and look what they're doing now on their new teams now. So
right, yeah. Let's see. Splendid says 500, the best offense in the league, only 12 points the whole game. It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. Easy as his name says 500. I have another urgent message. Hurts, often criticized, has in the last year gone head-to-head with all the media darlings, Dak, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Daniels, and now Lamar. Enough said. Mm-hmm. I know, and he wins. It's just, he may never show up and put up the flashy numbers. That's fine. But he's going to win, and he wins. And to me, I want a guy that wins. Fan before the ring, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, don't see us losing the rest of the season. There's not one game on the schedule that we're going to be underdogs in. This was the last game that we're underdogs. We're going to be favored in every game, and we should win every game. You know what? The toughest team is going to be Pittsburgh. How is Pittsburgh going to keep up with the Eagles? Their offense can't keep up. They're just not that good. Rich Eisen's the running back, and Russell Wilson, get him a walker. Nah.
Yeah, I mean, Russell Wilson put up over like 400 yards and like
big yards
3 touchdowns today.
Yeah,
he ain't doing that to the Eagles.
No. And now, we got Carolina. Would you even play Devontae Smith next week, or would you just give him a whole week to rest? Just give him a whole nother week.
It's not a bad idea. No, I mean, you might have Reed out, which is it's not the biggest loss, but yeah, if you want, I mean, I wouldn't be against it, honestly. I wouldn't.
Dude, Saquon Barkley may go for 250 yards again versus the Panthers next week. It may literally happen. Desmar's favorite super chat. He goes, we have to learn to accept that we just don't start strong, but we'll always finish strong. That's just our identity. As long as we win, it's all good. Yeah, the problem you're going to run, the problem, what I worry about that is when you get a team that scores points, like the Ravens scored 1 touchdown, but what do you get a team that scores 2 or 3 touchdowns on those drives? That's when you're going to have a problem. You have to have your defense stay in it. That's how the Tampa Bay game got out of the way. We started off slow, and they were scoring touchdowns.
True.
What a different-looking team. What a different-looking defense from that point. I mean, you think about that defense at that point and to now. It's crazy, right?
You're going into Baltimore. Do you ever think about this? Like, I know you like the first seed is we want the first seed not just to have the home games, but you want the extra week of rest. So I mean that's really important. But how do you feel if they don't get first seed? Do you feel good if they're obviously being healthy? Do you feel good about them going on the road in a playoff atmosphere?
Oh yeah. I think the Eagles can go on the road and beat Detroit. I don't think Detroit could go on the road and beat the Eagles. That's how I feel. Like, I'm not saying it won't be a good game, it won't be close, but I think the Eagles' defense is good enough to go into Detroit and win. I don't think Detroit having to play in a cold weather stadium, especially if it's anything like what's going on over there in Buffalo right now. I don't think I don't think it poses well for them to come play in Philly in January if it's cold. McCaffrey's going out of the game, by the way. McCaffrey was having a really good game, and he's going to the locker room. Des, thank you for super chat. He goes, if we can win in Baltimore, we can win in Detroit if we have to. I agree. I literally, to me, when I look at this game, wow, Buffalo's going to score a touchdown. Wow, touchdown Buffalo. This game's over. The Niners stink. They stink.
Yeah, they're bad.
But I agree. If you can beat Baltimore, you can beat anybody. James Cook, touchdown. Big run. Detroit plays a game in a dome. They do. They play in a dome. You think we get Reddick back next year just like we No, I don't see Reddick coming back. I do think the Eagles will make a play for a premier pass rusher. I don't know if that'll be a draft pick, like first round pick, or do they go and spend a first round pick on a pass rusher and then go out in free agency and get a pass rusher? I mean, I don't know who's going to be available, but they need a premier pass rusher.
That's true.
Splendid says 500. The absolute worst we can be the 2 seed. Yeah, right. So if you're a 2 seed, you don't get a bye week. You get to play 2 home playoff games. So you would play the wild card weekend. Detroit would be on a bye. And then you would play the following game, which, Detroit would get the worst seed and you would have to play the better seed, but you would be at home. And then you would have, if you lose that and you're the 2 seed and they're the 1 seed, then you have to go to Detroit in the championship game. So to me, I've said this, I believe we're on a collision course with Detroit. And it looks like that may happen. Now, Green Bay is only 2 games back. Minnesota's, did Minnesota win or lose today? I don't even know.
I'm not sure.
I think they were losing last I saw, but I don't know how it turned out. But they're only 1 or 2 games back. So there's a lot of pressure on Detroit to stay ahead. And if Green Bay can go in there Thursday and beat them, then the Eagles jump into that number 1 seed because I think we have the 3rd tiebreaker over them. Fan before the ring, thank you for super chat. Shout out to my son, J Love. Shout out to your son, J Love.
Realistically, when do you think they'll close this division? Do you think 3 straight wins? I think once they beat they beat the Panthers, they beat Pittsburgh, they beat Washington. You think they lock it up if they can beat Washington? That's got to be it,
Let's
right?
see. So Washington's got 5 losses. So the Washington wins. The best that Washington could be is 12-5. That's the best that they could do, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 12-5. So if the Eagles get 2 more wins, they clinch it. 2 more wins gives the Eagles the division, most likely. For all intents and purposes, 2 more wins, the Eagles get the division. And then as far as the 2nd seed, nobody's even close to them as a number 2 seed. So really, 2 more wins, and you're at 12 wins. I don't think Washington's going to be able to beat them in a tiebreaker. So you would basically win a division. 2 more wins wins you the division. But home field advantage could go to the last week. Minnesota won, so the Vikings won. That means they're only 1 game behind Detroit. Seriously, I would rather Minnesota sneak that division out because I think they're easier than Detroit and let Detroit be a wild card. I mean, you're talking about Minnesota's 10-2, so they're a 10-2 wild card team. They're a wild card. They have to go on the road. So, whoever gets, second in that division, it sucks. It sucks. And Patrick, thank you for that super chat. It's interesting. Does watching Jalen Carter remind you of Jerome Brown? He does. Yeah, there's certain things about him that remind me of Jerome Brown. No doubt about it. He's the closest I think the Eagles have had to him. And I think he'll only get better and better. I do. Let me see. Carter is the best defensive tackle in the league. He's up there. I mean, he's got to be up there, but he hasn't gotten the respect yet because he's not getting the calls.
Yeah, and he doesn't. And I think part of it too is there's no luxury on the outside that's really helping either at some points. I mean, because unfortunately with pressures, I don't think these DTs get enough respect for getting a lot of pressures, and that's been like Brandon Graham late in his career with he's not getting the respect for the pressures he gets in some of the games. So I mean, he's playing really well. I mean, when he disrupts the play, everyone else is better. So it starts with him. So
true, I agree. Drone says Cilio said Jalen was throwing 2 picks and lose today. No, well, he's wrong again. He's wrong. Do you guys extend Sweat? I don't know. I wonder if they might. I wonder if they, I really don't know what they're planning, but maybe they do it because you're already going to lose. You already need 1 pass rusher. You would need 2. We don't know if Brandon Graham's going to retire or not. I think if Brandon Graham wants to come back, they'll bring him back for 1 year, but he's not, he's not that young guy. You need somebody else. So maybe they would. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see who's available, but they've got to find themselves.
Milton or Sweat, one of the two, maybe.
See, I think because I like Milton, but I think you kind of got players at that position. Like I don't know if you can afford to lose Sweat. Sweat's got 8 sacks, something like that. He may get double-digit sacks. Hunt is the big wild card factor because, especially down the stretch. Like if he plays good football down the stretch and they see something in him, it may make them only have to get 1 guy. You know what I mean?
True.
Resign Bond. He's the one who wants. Yeah, you got to resign Bond. I agree. I think it would be stupid, and it would make sense for the Eagles to try to do it now. Like if you don't want to pay a linebacker top money, get him before he hits the market. You don't want to hit him. You don't want him hitting free agency because everybody and their mother is going to try to go get him.
It's true.
If the Bears handled the Lions, we're closing on a 1 seed. But if the Bears would have beat the Lions, we would be the number 1 seed right now. We would technically be the number 1 seed. And if they lose to Green Bay and then we beat Carolina, we will be the 1 seed. So we're right on the Lions. Like we're right on their heels. We are on their heels. We just gotta go take care of business. And I thought that this game was the tough game for the Eagles. I think now if you look at it, our schedule, we don't fly again the rest of the year. Nope. They're not flying anywhere. And you look at our schedule, everybody's a winnable game. Every one of those we're going to be favored in. Detroit, they still got to play Green Bay. They still have to play Buffalo. They have to go to San Francisco. They have to also play Minnesota. They could lose 2 of those games. If you get a good edge rusher on the left, Sweat might have a few blockers to go around and be better. I agree. I probably would consider bringing Sweat back. To be honest with you, Antonio Holmes says Hunt, but Hunt. I thought Hunt was really good. What did he have? 1 sack today? A half a sack? I don't know what he got. He definitely had a half a sack. But he was disruptive though. He was in there quite a lot. I thought he played really good. And like I said, Jordan Davis. I thought Jordan Davis was really good today, and I hope that he gets the love that he deserves during the week because. People go off with Jordan Davis all the time, but man, I thought he did a great job. I mean, Henry didn't have 100 yards. A lot of those plays that got blown up were Jordan Davis, dude.
Yeah, I think he had 83, 85, something like that. I think this is the only game I thought I heard today. I think it's the only game he's had under 100 all year.
I think since week 1 or something like that.
Yeah.
I think the first game he didn't do much at all. I just don't think they used him right. The first game. I think that's why that could have been the way it was. Up front says I feel like Becton will be on the same boat as Rodgers. They don't want to play somewhere else. Yeah, I mean, my hope is with Becton, right? My hope is Becton is like I'm here with Stoutland. I found the spot at right guard. I'm Pro Bowl level right guard here. Why would I want to go anywhere? I hope that's what he's saying. Same with Bond.
Yeah. He's Becton's only what, 25, 26. I mean, I don't know. He's 25, 26 years old. I mean, he's really young. I don't know if are you going to re-sign him to keep him at right guard? Are you going to re-sign him because you feel like if Lane Johnson retires in a couple of years, maybe you move him to right tackle, maybe you put in Tyler Steen. I don't know. I mean, they'll bring in more, offensive linemen in the draft. Fred Johnson, that left tackle, backup
Well,
left tackle.
what about the kid they got from Michigan? I mean, that kid sounds like
Yeah,
he's a legit. Like when Stoutland gets his was it Keegan? Like, dude,
Trevor Keegan. Yeah,
that dude's supposed to be he's gonna be something. So, I'm not sure what they'll want to do. But if I personally was Mekhi Becton, I would be like, to me, it wouldn't be about the top dollar. It would be about I know I'm good here. I know that they use me right. Why would I go anywhere? I think Bond should be the same way. Like with Fangio, he's not going. He's going to be your defensive coordinator for probably the next 3 years. Why, if you're Bond and you finally get the chance to start, and then you go to a coordinator who knows you and uses you right, why do you want to go?
yeah,
to me, those guys got to stay.
yeah.
Yeah, Becton is young. He is.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
I know. Becton's a what, number 1 pick? What was it?
Mm-hmm.
I forget what. Did he go 1 overall? Or did he go 1 overall? Or did he go? I forget when he went.
I don't remember.
He went really, really high, and he was supposed to be really, really good. He was supposed to be a stud tackle. So we'll see. Yeah, Keegan is very interesting, and I think probably some of it will depend on that.
Yeah.
They play for cash, not fun. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think some guys, that's part of it, or that's all of it, but not all guys.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I think he went 10 or 11. He went high. I know he went pretty high, and he was supposed to be their future tackle. Extend Rodgers because he could play safe. Probably Slade probably retires. I want to see more of Rodgers. I want to see more Rodgers, but I don't mind. I don't mind signing him or trying to bring him back, but I still want to see more of him.
Yeah, because realistically, I mean, I don't think they go into the draft and they get another corner with their top pick if they don't sign Rodgers. I don't know if they go in that direction. I think Rodgers, look, when he got suspended for the gambling, and the Eagles were the only team that had interest. It felt like he had to prove himself to the whole league. No one else gave him a shot. No one signed him even during the gambling. I mean, even any team could have signed him and he wouldn't have been on the roster, but because he's pretty much, he's suspended. So no one took a chance. So Howie's going to have some interesting decisions at a few positions, no doubt. He will.
Yeah. Yeah. Michael says, I think Saquon's going to go off against Carolina next week. Yeah, I do too. And we'll inch closer to the records. He just jumped Lamar for second MVP odds right now. I mean, dude, this has got to be another game in which you have to look at Saquon and say that he helped his chances of winning MVP.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that fourth quarter. So, yeah, I mean, dude, as soon as Barkley got going, as soon as they said, all right, you know what, Barkley, 11 carries through 3 quarters, enough of this shit. Let's go and give him the ball. As soon as they did that, the game was over. It was over. Damn, I missed the shakedown. Can you all restart? Just play? No, but you could watch the restart at the end. I still got to go do a cigar video.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna chill out and watch the end of this game too because it's a snow game. Daz, they were super chat. He goes, if we could do this to Lamar, imagine what we could do to Goff. And I just heard Sirianni is 44-19. Time for people to put respect on his name. It's crazy record. Crazy record. We'll see. I want to see more from Sirianni.
All they talked about before this game, especially Rappaport, I saw that he was on TV before the game started and talked about that bye week was such a big week for this team because the offensive line talking to him about let's run, we have a weapon back there with Saquon Barkley, let's run. And it wasn't the bye week where they were relaxing all week. Hurts was working all week and talking to Nick and the fragmented relationship, are they back on track? And we questioned after the bye, do these players respect Nick? Do they want to play for this coach? But it seems like they do. And if that's the case, and Nick does some things that are kind of crazy, but as long as the
Nick does
players
a
are
lot of
like,
things that drive me nuts. Yeah.
if they buy into Nick, then I'm fine with it. Like that's all that
Yeah,
matters.
me too. Yeah. Well, if the players
Yeah.
want him and they play for him, then that's all that matters to me too. Samuel, David Super Chat goes, Braden Man deserves a shout out tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 punts I think. Yeah, Braden Man, what a great. Those were great punts. Those were big time. That one punt down at the 1, set us up to get that ball back in good field position. That really got us going. I agree with you. Jack Dwight Davis Super Chat. He goes, 5 games left and 4 against 4 worst teams versus the run. Yeah, I mean, Barkley's going to go off, man. Barkley's going to go off.
It's set up perfectly. It's set up perfectly.
It is. It really is. Like people are saying, first half, he has 10 carries for 45 yards. That's 4.5 yards a carry. And people are like telling me in the chat, well, they can't run it because Baltimore has the best run defense, best defense against the run. I said, but he's averaging 4.5 yards a carry. I don't think there's a team in this league that can stop the Eagles and this running game. I don't think there is. So I don't care if you play the best team against the run. You don't stop doing it because nobody can stop it. And this game once again proved it. Baltimore, they all of a sudden Barkley went off in the fourth quarter and that was it.
Yeah, true.
Charles David Super Chat goes, are you guys surprised TM36 gets in a safety over SB21? McCollum getting in over Brown. We talked a little bit about that earlier. I think a lot of that has to do with, one, I think they really like McCollum, but I also think that has to do with Brown being injured. I think coming back from injury has put him way behind. And, so I'm kind of not surprised of that. No. When's Bradbury supposed to? Is Bradbury even coming back this year?
It was like a 7-8 week thing, and it's way I don't even like. But who you gonna get rid of if you put him on the active? Do you want to you can't touch anybody. Who are you taking out of this defense to put? He hasn't earned it. He hasn't earned it, and he's playing a new position. He can't literally play. The way he played safety in the offseason, that joint practice was horrific. It was bad. So
yeah,
I don't know, but
yeah, no, I hear you. The Bird, thank you for a super chat. He goes, reach out to Aaron Donald for a Super Bowl run. Yeah, I don't think you need him, to be honest with you. I think the interior line is good.
Would you take a shot? And the news came out on Shaq Barrett a few days ago. Miami doesn't want him on the roster, but they're not going to get rid of him. So they're literally holding him hostage. Would you make a run? If Miami says, you know what, we're going to, if Miami doesn't make the playoffs or whatever, and they decide to just let Shaq Barrett, they release him because they own the rights to his contract, would you take a shot at getting him at the end of the year? Are you basing that
I could get him, yeah.
Yeah, are you basing that off of injury, or are you basing it off of you just want to add him just to add him?
Well, I mean, how would he get on your team though? I mean, you can't trade for him, so they have to be willing to just release him.
Right.
And if they release him, I mean, was that text? Did you see the tweet where it looked like it was his wife or something? Saying something to the effect that Howie had a big part of it. Was that real or was that a fake?
I saw a few people tweeting that, and they said Philly, and then his wife heart emoji. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either. But I mean, I think if he became free, I would get him. Why not? Neil says Sills was saying all that shit about Smith. I know. I don't understand the Smitty hate. Because he didn't play and they won games without him, we don't need him now. No, they're that much better with Smitty. 41-33, thank you for super chat. He goes, I get rid of Maddox and try Bradbury at the slot. I would do that too at this point. I swear I would. I think Maddox is a liability. And I think we talk about that bye week, during that Tampa game and stuff. But the other big thing that came out of that whole bye week was that Cooper DeJean was inserted into the lineup and Maddox was off the field. And that was a big thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Nolan Smith I thought was really good today too, by the way. I mean, these guys are playing, and these young guys are starting to get better and better. And I mean, dude, I have the sky's the limit for this team right now.
It is.
The sky's the limit, you know. But anyways, I mean, is there anything else before we get out of here? So we're about an hour in. Is there anything else before we get out of here?
No, I mean, look. This is a big win for the Eagles. I mean, I'm wondering what everyone's going to say. That the excuse will probably be about these field goals being missed.
Yeah. If they didn't. Yeah. I saw Cilio do that. Oh, we had 7 points off where you would have lost. No, we wouldn't have lost because that garbage touchdown never would have came into play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's why. But yeah, I agree. Steve, Phil, your thoughts on why we start slow? My belief on why we start slow is because the Eagles come out and their installation of the game plan, their scripted plays. They like to run 15 or so scripted plays. They're always throw, and teams already know what they're going to do. And I think that if they would lean more on Barkley early on in the game to kind of get in a rhythm, they'd be fine. But I think it's the scripted plays going into the game. They do better once they have to make the adjustments.
Yeah, people were saying like Kevin Patullo's been like the passing game coordinator here for like the last 4 years or whatever it has. It's been a while. He's been here a while. He's been with Nick for a while. I don't know if he's got a lot of input. It's been like the same thing sometimes. I'm not really sure, but like I don't like playing from behind, especially against like a team like that. It's we know they were bad against the pass. Know they were good against the run. Obviously, I mean, we still challenged it and we did fine. But like I thought their second half wasn't really. It didn't look fantastic either. Like the first two sequences were pretty bad. They couldn't even move the ball. 3 and out, 3 and out. I mean, off of opportunity after opportunity, and then they finally. Got their crap together, and they looked like the Kellen Moore offense we've always dreamed of yet again. So
no, I hear you. Dane says, "Oh, what's good? 500 from Vegas. Hey, what's going on? Shout out to you in Vegas. Always watch your channel and do you do your cigar videos live? I'm going to do them live at some point, probably later in the season as we get into the playoffs and stuff. Right now, I'm not, but that will probably change, like." Once we get into the playoffs because of the intensity of it all and stuff like that. But, man, I truly appreciate that so much, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. But, yeah, I think we got over 1,100 people in the chat. So Thank you guys so much for being here. Hit that like. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. If you're on my channel, click the link. Go sub up my man, Joey Shakes. Also, we got new Q stuff out. Guantanamo Bay, rather. So look for that. I will post some stuff on that later tonight, so you guys can get that. I didn't have it.
And
ready
we have hoodies as well for a lot of designs too. We have all the hoodie stuff out.
Yeah,
now,
all hoodies now, which I need to get myself some hoodies.
Yeah.
Member for 37 months, Chris Scott, man, shout out to you. He goes, where are we ranked on offense after the first quarter? I bet you we're probably top 5 if you take that first quarter out. I'm just guessing. Like you got to be way up there if you take that first quarter out of the equation, But I mean, it's one of those things that you just got to expect every week. We're going to start off slow, and we need the defense to make some stops and keep us in it. And not give up too many points, and then we'll be okay. And that's,
Agreed.
How's Guantanamo Bay? Heard he got dinged up. He came back in the game, and he made a couple great plays on defense. So he was fine,
Yeah, thank God.
Barrett to the Eagles can happen better than Devin White. Yeah, I think he would fit better than Devin White for sure. No doubt about it. But yeah, guys, with that said, we're going to get out of here. You got anything coming video tonight or anything?
Yeah, video for the morning, and that's it so far. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll have a video later tonight too at some point. I'm going to watch the end of this game first, and then I'll go smoke a stogie. But I hope you guys all have a great night. We love you. Biggest win of the year. And listen, this is a legit team, legit contenders, and it's going to be really interesting down the stretch. I'd say we're about 2 games away from winning this division. With that said, we out of here, guys. Peace.
All right, peace out. Peace.
Yo, you have plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over! It's over! This game is over! Cut it off, it's over!
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay!
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak!
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott!
Trying to feed him
Trying to feed the CeeDee Lamb! Trying to feed the CeeDee Lamb! You tried to feed the CeeDee Lamb! You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb! God! It's over! It's over, Dak! Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.